Government leaders all over the world are asking, or should be asking, Merlin, what can we learn from what happened in ancient Greece? What happened in ancient Greece was amazing achievement in a very short period of time. The invention of democracy, the way history tells the story. The invention of theater and so many other forms of communication among people. Comedy, tragedy. And yet, the result of all of that was spending all their money on building the Parthenon and then not being able to defend themselves in the wars that neighboring countries took on against them. But it wasn't an ancient Greek who said, "Pride cometh before a fall." Hubris, excess pride. And their civilization went downhill very, very fast. The end of ancient Greece almost as soon as it began. I asked my fellow wizard Ephemios to meet me up at the Parthenon in Athens to get his perspective. From the Temple of Olympian Zeus, you can see the Parthenon in the background. Actually, you can see it from almost anywhere in the modern city of Athens. Weird when mixed with private homes, hotels, bus lines, power lines, and the seemingly endless scaffolding that surrounds it.
Ancient Greeks had a very special relationship to nature. And instead of trying to dominate it, they worshipped it and all its deities and nymphs and beings. They feared it as much as venerated it. And in doing that, they inserted themselves into nature, but in a very devotional way. They didn't think of nature as nature. They thought as things around them being divine or personified. In other words, there were various parts of everything, of their surroundings, that they either felt attracted to or fear of or respect for. It was a whole emotional relationship with everything around them.
And the gods and the goddesses and the deities all were a part of that personification of nature, right? And so were the individuals, like us back then.
They saw a tree or a mountain and they thought, what is my relationship to the spirit of that? How do I approach that spirit? How do I worship it? How do I fear it? How is it reflected in me, in me, in me, in me?
Ephemios, what does the Parthenon mean?
Well, the Parthenon means the Temple of the Virgins because the priestesses worshipping or working in this temple were priestesses of Athena, a goddess who was herself a virgin.
Oh my goodness.
So the temple is a temple of virgins, I guess.
So if we have a Parthenon hug right now, it's a virginal hug! Hurrah! One way of honoring ancient cultures and ancient art is to make copies, to make modern reproductions of those things that we think are beautiful. And there's an amazing reproduction of this Parthenon in Nashville, Tennessee. And this is how it looks today. At this point in history, it's much more put together than the ancient Parthenon in Athens, Greece. So imagine, if you will, as you look at the original, picture the statue of Athena inside.
In 1982, Alan LeQuire was commissioned by the city of Nashville to recreate the ancient statue of the goddess Athena within its Parthenon copy. But LeQuire had to fantasize a lot about the look of the statue because it was lost by 400 AD. His reconstruction is a glorious example of historical fiction in art.
While visiting the Parthenon in Athens, I spoke with a tourist. Marty, what can we learn from what happened to ancient Greece?
Don't get greedy.
Don't get greedy. Tell me a little more.
Expansionist greed is always everyone's downfall. Don't be greedy. Don't be too greedy with your life. Be content with what you have. You won't get invaded and you won't lose a lot of things. Be content with what you already have.
Ah, content. Thank you, Marty. Yes, please do invent brilliant innovations and be content with what you have.